penis pumps work. I know most people believe that they're sex toys, but in this video, I'm gonna explain exactly why penis pumps work and how they can improve your sexual performance. Hi, I'm Stephanie Wolf, the leading sexual wellness expert here at the Nova Center in Studio City, California. Penis pumps date back to the 1800s. The first doctor who decided to treat his erectile dysfunction used a glass cylinder to create this internal pressure to bring blood flow to the penis. Now, it didn't actually get FDA approved until the 1980s for erectile dysfunction, but these penis pumps go back many years with multiple men looking for solutions for their erectile dysfunction. And all of these men used the same idea, this vacuum pump to create this internal pressure and bring blood flow to the penis. So when you think about it like that, erectile dysfunction, sexual performance has been going on way longer than we know about. And these men were so desperate for help that they were willing to sacrifice an appendage by putting on these vacuum pumps. So hooray for them for doing something that brought us to this point. And what we've learned through all of these men is that it actually does do something. So what does it do? Well, if you are using these vacuum devices or these penis pumps, you are creating this internal pressure. When you create this internal pressure, you are forcing blood through the cavernous veins, which are going to fill up the cavities of your penis. It's going to give you an erection. If it's giving you an erection, it's actually going to feed the tissue of your penis. What is it feeding? Rich oxygenated blood with stem cells and growth factors and healing properties. So if you're bringing all of these stem cells and growth factors and healing properties to the tissue, you're actually going to regenerate the tissue. But these gentlemen also realized that this pressure or the stretching of the penis will actually cause the tissue to divide and multiply. Again, very similar to weightlifting. You're creating these micro tears by stretching and pulling your muscle, lifting weights. And what happens to the micro tears? Your body sends these stem cells and growth factors and healing properties so that it can start to repair that tissue. And when it repairs the tissue, you get bigger biceps, more blood flow. It only makes sense that the penis pump would work in a similar fashion. So we can thank these men for sacrificing their penises so that the FDA could actually approve it for use for you. Now I want to talk about how to properly use the penis pump, because so many men question how to use it, or maybe they don't use it correctly, or maybe they injure themselves. So I think it's very important that we go into that next. So how do you use the penis pump properly? Well, first and foremost, you do not need to have an erection to use the penis pump. I think that is something that is very falsely talked about. Most men think that they have to actually get an erection first before they place this penis pump on, and that is not what we need from you. You will be flaccid. A lot of guys find that if they trim the hair around the pubic region, they're able to create a better seal so that you can actually improve that internal pressure. I know it might be uncomfortable and maybe you don't like to do that, but I'm telling you it will be much easier if you just trim the hair a little bit to create that pressure. The second part is you have to make sure that you're using a water lubricant, water-based lubricant, because anything other than a water-based lubricant will start to break down your penis pump. And if it breaks down the penis pump, then it's not gonna work correctly. So make sure that you're applying this water-based lubricant not only to the penis, but also to the inside of the penis pump. That way, there's not so much friction that's happening as you're starting to pull blood and pressure into the penis. I also want to make sure that you know that the first week of you ever using a penis pump is gonna be the worst week ever because you can't figure it out. It feels like you're yanking off your penis. You don't know if you should sit or stand. You don't know if you're doing it right, getting too much pressure, not enough pressure. So what I always say is just forgive yourself the first week. This is all about learning. I oftentimes have my guys do the first week standing. And I do that because then you actually have control over the pump and you have control over the testicles. Because yes, unfortunately, the testicles are gonna want to try to come up into the penis pump. They're sad that they're being left out, but I promise you they will get the hint sooner rather than later. So perform the penis pump standing up the first week. After the first week, you guys will get a hang of it, and then you're able to do it either sitting down, some guys will lie down and do it. You'll find the most comfortable position for you. And when you're pulling the amount of blood into the penis by creating that pressure, I don't want a whole lot of pressure being built up that first week. All I'm looking for is that blood is actually filling up the penis. So if that's only at a 2 or a 3 on your little dial, then that's all it is. You don't want to be forcing too much air in. You got to work your way up so that you feel comfortable. So this shouldn't be painful. It might be uncomfortable, but definitely not painful. The one thing I want you to remember is that if you pull too much pressure, too much blood, you can actually start to break blood vessels. And these aren't large blood vessels, they're just very small capillary blood vessels. But you'll see them, they look like little dots all over your penis. And what'll happen is if you continue to pump with these little dots, the little dots will actually start to expand and it can cause staining of the penis. I have seen it firsthand. It is very difficult to treat and get rid of. So again, if you're seeing those little red dots on the penis, that just means that you're pulling in too much pressure, too much blood. I need you just to bring it down a notch or two. Again, if you see the little spots, then maybe take a break, a day or two. That way you're not creating this stain that I'm talking about. So how long exactly are you supposed to be using this penis pump? Well, my recommendation is just do it in the morning. And you're gonna use it for about 20 minutes. So you're gonna pull pressure in, blood flow into the penis for about 10 minutes, hold it steady, and then let it go for 3 minutes, give yourself a break, and then repeat another 10 minutes. Once that 23 minutes is over, then you're done for the day and you can put it away. And again, remember, it's all about going to the gym. So is that 3 to 5 times a week? That's the rehab that you're giving to your penis to bring in that rich oxygenated blood to feed the tissue. If you'd like to see a video demonstration on exactly how to use the penis pump, I will leave the link in the description below. Now, the other thing that can happen besides the staining is, again, if you're using too much pressure, too much force, and too long of pumping, you can get some numbness and tingling to the penis. It can actually impair your erections, or it can give you delayed ejaculation. So again, we're not looking to injure this tissue. All we're trying to do is to bring blood flow into the tissue so that it can start to strengthen those new blood vessels and feed that new tissue. If you have any further questions or are interested in the Novus Growth Protocol, then please contact the office for your complimentary consultation. Hope this video was helpful.